What's up, nerds? We are your hosts. I am Jake.
And I'm Chad.
This week we are sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We are going to be talking about some of the highlights from Twin Cities Con.
We'll also be talking about Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. So, let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast. Nerd. Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Jake, how was your week?
Um, Pretty boring. I don't know, nothing really crazy until obviously this past weekend that we've had together, which
Yeah.
we'll talk about. I'm sorry that.
Together.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing? Thought you were trying to signal something to me. Sorry, no, my tequila shot went down really rough. um,
You even used nice tequila this time, though.
I did, yeah. I threw it back, and you know, my throat couldn't handle it.
Title of your sex tape?
Yeah. Uh, anyways, the work week was pretty boring. Honestly, I didn't do much or get out much until the weekend,
Yeah.
which we'll get into in a little while. So, how
Yeah.
about you?
I mean, same sort of thing. Friday and Saturday is really where my week happened. Had a couple of friends. Well, they're supporters of the show. Steven and Shalone came and stayed with me over the weekend. You see, she knows the joke now, so it's funny.
It's better, yeah.
They well, we'll get into it because we'll actually talk about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. But we went and saw that Friday night. They met us at the theater, and then they stayed with me Friday night and Saturday night before we went to Twin Cities Con, and they joined for that. So that was fun. And then Steven and I are in a D&D league together, or campaign together. It's not a league, but and we had that Saturday night, which was fun too after the con. That's really it, though.
Oh, I did meet my mom's new boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
He was nice.
that's good.
Yeah, we can move on.
Cool. However, today before we recorded, the Minnesota motherfucking Vikings.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. We got to recap this a little bit because
Even if
fucking
you
A.
don't like the Vikings, this was an incredible game to watch.
Yeah.
Holy
See, I like
shit.
we're both Minnesota boys, so we're both woo,
For better or for worse, Vikings fans.
we're invested. But holy shit, this game. We were down by like 3 scores,
It was
going
27
into
to 10 going into the fourth quarter.
yeah, and somehow we made a comeback. And literally we made this amazing comeback, and when all hope is lost, I mean, Chad shut his TV off and didn't get to see it, but
And
when
FaceTimed you, and then you're
Yeah.
like, I gotta go.
yeah,
Fucking balls loose, and then hung up on me.
the Bills hiked the ball in their on their own
In
like
the
end zone
Yeah, the
They-
line of scrimmage was
and
the half-yard
fucking
line.
fumbled it, and the Minnesota Vikings recovered it in their end zone for a
touchdown.
touchdown, giving us a 3-point lead.
No,
with,
that was to tie the game. That
no,
was to-
no, no, no. That was with a 3-point lead. Then they kicked a field goal to tie the game.
That's right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
with just like a minute and something left on the clock. We're like, oh God, shut them down, defense. Then they carry the ball all the way down to the other side, kick a field goal, tie the game,
With
going
2 seconds
Yeah.
left on the clock.
go into overtime, and we're like, holy fucking shit. Minnesota takes the ball all the way down to the end zone, and you think, we got this. We don't fucking got this because they fail all 4 tries. They don't
And-
get a touchdown.
The refs failed on 2 different holding or pass interference.
Both on Justin Jefferson
in the
in
end
the
zone.
end zone. Yeah.
But then they
Yeah.
call it on the Bills during overtime, or they called
Yeah.
it on the Vikings for pass interference on the Bills in
Yeah.
overtime. It's fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit. That's what you get when you play in someone else's house, though. It's biased. It's not
Yeah,
supposed to be, but it is.
yeah,
Um,
it is.
Despite their best
And it's the
efforts.
East Coast, so they're all on
Yeah.
Belichick's dime anyways. So they
Yeah.
want to like support, their whatever.
We settled for a field goal, giving us
3 points, 33 to
3
30.
points. And they get the ball back. Um, and when they're supposed to turn it into points, and it's looking like they're gonna turn it into points, they were running over the Vikings. I hate to
We
say it,
only
but
stopped
they
them a
were.
couple of times.
Yeah.
Fucking, is it Josh Allen? Josh Allen, the
Yeah. Yeah.
quarterback,
Yeah.
ran for like 30 yards in back-to-back plays.
Back to back. I was like, this dude is
He got
single-handedly.
two
I
first downs
texted you.
back.
I was like, this man is single-handedly running us over. But then dumb fuck threw a interception to the Minnesota Vikings in the end zone.
For the
Thus,
second time. That's what turned the game in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
He threw an interception in the end zone to Peterson
to
on
the same
defense,
person.
and then in overtime threw an interception in the end zone to Peterson in the end zone, and then we won.
Great success. The Vikings are 8-1, baby. 8-1. No other team in the league is 8-1 right now. You can say what you fucking want about the Vikings, but we're 8-1.
See, I don't want to.
How are the Packers doing?
How's the rest of the league doing?
What I really enjoyed about this game was going into it. Even the commentators were saying, "Hey, you know what? Like, fans are saying the Vikings aren't shit. The only reason they have, and this is just we're used to this. This is people talk shit about
Yeah.
the Vikings every year
Because we're notoriously mediocre, but
Yeah.
not mediocre enough to like go through the playoffs.
Yeah. The commentators are saying, "Hey, you know what? Fans are saying these guys they're good, but they're not that good. They've been playing easy teams all year, blah blah blah." And they're like, "This is going to be the first hard game that they actually have to play." And if they come into
Both teams were 7-1.
if
going
they come
into it.
into Buffalo's house and beat Buffalo, they're an actual contender for the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we are. I am a Vikings fan. I know better. I'm just saying it was funny for them to say that and then watch the Vikings
Yeah.
fucking go into that house and win. We didn't stomp them. I was gonna say stomp the shit out of them, but that's not what happened.
No,
It was
it was great football from start to finish.
Yeah.
Well, not
Had
from
it
start
not-
to finish. The second
had
half
it-
was start to finish. Good
had it
football.
not been a Vikings game, I would have been like, this is a really good game. But as a Vikings fan, I was pacing, I was sweating, I was swearing. It was rough.
Yeah.
I was drinking.
Yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah. But we
So
won.
fucking
8-1,
good.
baby.
Do I think that the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl? No, I'm realistic. But do I think that this is the first chance in a long time and the second chance in my lifetime that we could see them go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after today.
I think this would
We
be
have the best
first
record
time
in the league.
since
We're the
Brett
only
Favre.
8-1 team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Brett
we
Favre,
were-
that was the Minneapolis Miracle, right? Was with Brett Favre, or was that
No, we didn't have Diggs
was
for
with
Brett Favre.
Bridgewater? That might have been with Bridgewater.
What was after
First or-
Bridgewater? Wasn't Bridgewater.
Oh, what was his name?
Now you just made us look dumb. Great.
No, it's been so. I don't even remember our last coach's name. That
Whatever. Anyways,
Mike, whatever of another.
We were supposed going into this game, we were the top in our division against the Bills, who were the top in their division. 7-1 us, 6-2 Bills, and
I thought
we
they
won.
were 7-1 also.
No, 6-2.
Oh well, then I feel dumb because I said that earlier.
Had they beat us, we would have been tied with them.
7. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we are holding it down, Minnesota. Woohoo!
So good on them.
Yeah,
We
That's
helped by supporting them. We
We
did
did.
a lot of work.
I did this a lot during the game, and it never fails. So
It's a 5-way cross. That's blasphemy for a lot of people. I mean, those people are wrong, but outside of football, before we get into our first sponsor and talk about what an amazing weekend that we had, just as fans, let alone outside of the podcast, we still have our online gallery and web store up for our collaboration last month with Battle of the Sketches. So it's a great way to support incredible artists by one of a kind artwork, some one of a kind prints, because some of them are digital artists. So, but we'll only make one print, so it's limit of one of this piece.
Mm-hmm.
Half the money goes to the artist, the other half goes to supporting local comic shops in the Twin Cities. So check it out,
Please.
Oh well,
I'm gonna make a couple purchases. I have like at least
there's
two that I'm
there's a
like,
few that I want.
yeah,
But I'm waiting on my
well, I
bonus
want
check
to like
this
all
month.
of them, but
Yeah.
I'm not rich, so I'll buy a.
Guess we're rich. Guess we're rich. Guess we're rich. Sorry.
If you know, you know. That's hilarious.
Well, I already started it. So with that being said, let's get into sponsor number one, which is still Ray's energy drinks for the time being, and we'll explain later. Fantastic energy drink. It does have 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 crash. Pumped full of vitamins. Excellent flavor choices. And if energy drinks aren't your thing, they have so much more to offer. So listen
cake.
up. What?
Oh, I said they have like cake and stuff.
Oh yeah, like cake in a cup, pancake mix. That's not what you said. Listen up, learn how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, nerds. As some of you may know that follow us on social media, we went to Twin Cities Con, which is Minneapolis's version of Comic-Con, and it was so much fun. I mean, it was a way better turnout than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, very pleasantly surprised.
It was a little crowded, actually.
Yeah, the aisles between all the booths and stuff like that were much more narrow because it wasn't quite large enough to take up 2 of the halls at the convention center, but it was probably a little bit too big to just be in the one. Tyler, you're so safe.
I ditched the idea to make that joke. I was going to.
You laughed, I had to.
But one of the coolest things from this is that Chad and I and my girlfriend, we also got to meet. Hold on, that's a jerk thing. We got to meet Elijah Wood and Sean Astin, who play both Frodo and Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings. There was a very brief meeting, but we met them.
Yeah.
We have pictures to prove it. It was a good time. Yeah. Mine aren't hung up yet. I didn't have time today. They'll be up next week. But yeah, it was fucking awesome. Yeah, I got super nervous. It was crazy.
Because, I mean, you and your girlfriend got a picture of just the two of you.
Hmm.
And then I was in line behind you. And then we did one, obviously, so that we have both of us for the podcast.
Hmm.
A couple people looked at you weird when, like, Nicole walked away.
And
And
I was like, I'm staying.
and you just, like, stood there. And they're
Yeah.
like, what? And I was like, no, he's with me.
Security, security. This guy won't leave.
He wants to be in every single one of them.
Although it was cool when Nicole and I went up, I was like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And they like gave us a response. And then when you came up, we kind of just took our picture and
Yeah.
fucked off. Yeah.
I like quickly was like, hi. And they like looked at me and then like went back to their conversation, paused for a
Yeah.
second, took the picture. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have time to interact, so they just don't. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it slows things down.
That's
So
where
I
like the
get it.
signings, they can do
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I am genuinely bummed out that I did not dress up as Wilfred to meet Elijah Wood. I should have.
Would
And
have been
I'm mad
hilarious.
that I didn't. Yeah. I bet I would have got more of a interaction if I did
Yeah.
that.
If we ever get the chance again, you're going to be Wilfred. I'm going to wear a
Definitely doing it.
flannel buttoned all the way up because that's what he
That's
does.
how he. Yeah.
And carry around a Gatorade bottle with a straw sticking out of it
Yeah.
to mimic the bong.
Pot. Yeah. But yeah, fuck, it was
It was
so cool. There,
yeah.
a lot of cool costumes. And there was a ton of there were a ton of other people there too that weren't that were also famous, but you know, those were the ones that we were like, we have to see these
Yeah,
two.
there was a lot of like voice actors. For those of you that don't know, Minneapolis is a big like supporter of like the WWE, like the wrestling scene. So there's a lot of like
Oh,
wrestlers there.
Cactus
Uh,
Jack was there, right?
I don't know about him, but like Mick Foley was, or Mickey Foley
That's
was.
him. That's him.
Oh,
He
okay.
used to be Cactus Jack, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And then he was like the thing, I think, at some point or something like that. I don't know.
but yeah,
I
there
don't
was
like wrestling, but yeah.
yeah, there was a lot of people there, which was really cool because I mean we went into it being like this is gonna be very small compared to New York, and granted it was New York Comic Con. I mean it takes up 3 floors of the Javits Center, and this was maybe like a quarter of the size of one of the
And
floors.
and like two separate buildings. 'Cause
Yeah,
remember
and
there was
then
that other building
all
where
the
you could,
panels are in a separate building.
like... Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, this was in one place.
I
It
mean
was
the
crowded.
panels were upstairs, so I mean
Mm.
that's why I didn't include that in the comparison. But yeah, it was dramatically smaller, but it was,
But it was
still
dope.
really fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Brendan Fraser was supposed to be there. Brendan.
He was off getting an award for being awesome.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I won an award. I'm not doing this small time shit.
Realistically, knowing everything that we know about Brendan Fraser and his online presence and just who he is, he's probably like, oh man, I can't do both. I should probably
Yeah.
be there to accept the award, but man, this sucks.
Yeah.
We still love
that
you,
would have been
Brendan
really
Fraser.
cool.
Uh,
But yeah, we do. But yeah, we got to meet. There was when we met David Harbour. There. It was the same thing. There was a piece of plexiglass separating us from the actor, and that was the same thing this time. So,
yeah.
is what it is. I get it. You know, safety first. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wore a condom. I don't know why they needed
Well, you didn't show them, so they didn't know.
that. Oh, I showed them.
Security? That's why they were so worried that you stayed after your first picture.
That's why I had to switch from standing next to the glass to away from the glass for the second picture. Yeah.
So uncool, man.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah. Some cool costumes. We bought a bunch of shit. I spent
Yeah.
way more money than I should have.
We got an awesome signed print, as well as Jake and I split them. He just hasn't gotten a chance to put his up yet, mainly because it's still in my office in a box. We bought some Wolverine claws, which are dope.
I did not get to. I have to like redo this whole situation back here, and it's gonna take me more time than I had today to do it. Um, but yeah, I
Damn
bought.
Vikings going into overtime.
We left way after you guys did. We almost closed the place down, and
Oh,
I bought so much shit. And I got literally everything I bought. I was like, "Will you sign it?" And they're like, Sure." I'm like, "Whatever." But like,
yeah,
I think there a lot of artists were like kind of surprised that I asked them to sign stuff.
yeah,
But like, if I gonna hang it up, like, I want it signed to like authenticate that shit, man. Go for it.
yeah,
I also got a potential new Kickstarter, which I gotta read, but uh, you guys
yeah.
might be hearing about that in the near
An
future.
awesome
Um,
collaboration with a cool guy, cool artist.
yeah. And then I also found a local artist who he and his brother also made a comic book, and I gotta read that too before I talk about it on here because I want to make sure, you know,
Yeah, that
everything's
it vibes.
yeah.
But if all
But
is
yeah,
well,
so
maybe we'll have them on, as a cool
yeah.
interview.
We
Uh,
exchanged information. Everybody that I networked to exchanged information. So
yeah,
hopefully we can get those people on the show. I just don't want to throw their comics out there quite yet until I read them and talk to them. But yeah,
yeah.
I'll hopefully look forward to some cool shit.
And we also might have a new sponsor coming on board, which is really cool. Gotta hash out the details with them a little bit more, but the product itself is awesome. It's for gamers more than anything. It's called MagCon. Basically, it's instead of just having bumpers on your game control, they're magnetized, and then you have just like a silicone thing that goes over your thumbs. So then it's very little motion that is needed to move joysticks, to hit the D-pad and stuff like that. Really
Which is
awesome product by itself. They have the patent for it, which is pretty cool as well. But also, Jake, tell them a little bit about like where they came from.
well, so I was talking to the guy a little bit about it, and one of the coolest things what I took from it that was super cool to me was that they originally made this for veterans and people who don't have the motion in their hands because of trauma and stuff like that to actually be able to like move a joystick around at the ability that like a 20-year-old kid playing like a shooting game or whatever would be able to. So these give you what like a little more motion with less movement of your fingers.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
and it takes a strain off the tendons because one,
In your
it
hands.
it
Yeah.
lifts your thumbs away a little
Hmm.
bit, so it's not as much pressure on the tendon to just push down on the joystick. And then again, the little motion in your thumbs for full range of movement on controls, which is
Yeah.
cool.
And the guy that I was talking to said that they're going on Shark Tank with this idea.
No
So
kidding.
if we could lock them down for a fucking
Yeah.
um sponsor, that would be amazing balls.
Yeah. So we again exchanged information. Um, I picked up a kit myself just to use because I game very regularly. And then we're gonna figure it out and see what we can do to work together, which will be awesome. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of them on the podcast soon.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Uh,
What?
I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, but we didn't write this down, but who was your favorite like cosplay that you saw?
Sandman. I saw Sandman. He was really
Yeah,
good.
that was really good.
You didn't see it. You weren't up there.
I was literally sitting next to you.
You died.
Cool.
Yeah, no. Oh no, it was Nicole missed it.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yes. I thought it was you that wasn't
because
there
he
for
had
it.
like the bag of
Nicole.
sand, he had the ruby, he
Yep.
made
I
the
was
mask out of like L3 foam.
Yep, my bad, my bad. I confuse the two loves in my life. Uh
Aw,
no,
it's a
it
compliment to
was
me.
you that was
Nicole's
there.
much better to look at.
The Sandman cosplay was by far my favorite. How about you?
So there was literally a squad of Spartans from Halo walking around. It was awesome. There's
Love
like
it.
5 or 6 of them, full Spartan armor, but each one was a little bit customized. Each had different like masks. That was super awesome. And then also, as we were walking out, Steven and I saw a really good Geralt of Rivia, but from the game, like Witcher 3, like
Older,
yeah,
older one. I
older
saw him.
with
I
like the
saw
eye
him.
scars, like
Hmm.
the more heavy duty armor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So between those,
What about this super like creepy, not creepy in like a good
he
way, but like creepy in like a annoying way, Joker?
yeah, the guy that was just method acting his way through Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. We watched him put his earbuds in, press play on his phone, wait until it got to that moment in the song, and then walk down the stairs. Like
Doing the whole dance, which was cool. I mean, good
it
for you, bud.
was
But like
it
we
was
were, we
cool, but we were like trying to leave also, and we're like,
yeah, this is gonna take a minute.
we'll wait.
Yeah, I like picked up my bag and I like looked over and I was like, well, just hold on, guys.
Yeah. We didn't
But he
interact with
also,
him, but it was a very
yeah,
good cosplay. It looked
I did.
accurate.
I disagree. His costume itself, his makeup was like not
A little
accurate in
off.
my opinion.
Oh,
Yeah, but I don't care. Whatever. It was very good. I'm not shaming anybody. It was
yeah.
fantastic. He was the only thing I think that bothered me about him was he was just very look at me because he was very loud. And when he came up the stairs, he was like screaming and like singing and like it was
And,
like we get it, dude.
and he was like, he did approach a few people like while they were taking pictures, like photobomb and stuff like that. I was
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna cosplay at a con and you want to be in people's pictures, like let them approach you. Because some people,
On the other hand, he was the Joker and like
yeah, it was very like chaotic neutral of him to do
yeah.
those things because he wasn't like bothering people, but he was everywhere and
I avoided eye
loud.
contact with him because I was like, I don't want him to come over here.
Tell us about sponsor number 2. I just I don't want to like talk bad
You
about
can
this person
you can
because it
cut.
it was
You could probably cut any of that out that you want because I'm not talking shit either.
yeah, it was a
It
good
was a good
cosplay.
cosplay,
It just
but
his vibe did not match our vibes. Let's put it that way. Some people were really into it and it was a good cosplay.
mm,
Just his energy did not match what I was
ew.
wanting to be around.
Yeah. That being said,
Oh.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, and sponsor number 2, and point at you.
We're gonna go into sponsor number 2. Sponsor number 2 is Cry Baby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, and we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds! Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, friends. So like we mentioned earlier in the episode, we did go and see Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And before we get into it, big ol' spoiler alert. You have your chance. You can leave. You can save this and come back. But now we're going to talk about it. Right off the bat, these fucking opening scenes, I cried. I did. I mean, I wasn't like weeping, but well, you were in the
I missed it.
looking. It's partially
I
my fault.
No, I left my jacket. Remember, I left
Yeah,
my
but it was
jacket
like
at
during the
bar.
previews. I was like, oh, it's still the previews. You have time, so you like
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like okay. And you like got up
I'll
and
be-
left, and like
I had to, regardless of had you said that or not. My keys were in there. Like I had to go get my jacket. Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
regardless of where we were, timeline for the movie, I was like, shit. I forgot my jacket at the bar. and I ran to go get it. And by the time I came back, everyone was crying, and I was like, "It's just a jacket. What the hell?" Uh,
What I really appreciated was, well, first off, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Like, this would not be a thing without you.
mm.
Um,
And his presence is heavy in this movie.
it's yeah, it's felt
Yeah.
throughout. Um,
Did you mean for that to rhyme?
no,
Well, it did.
yay. um, just like in real life, how he didn't share his struggles through cancer and continued to work through it and produce incredible work as an actor. They let that kind of play through in the movie too. That he was sick with. They didn't say that it was cancer in the movie, but that he
I
was
just
sick
said
with a
sick.
disease,
Yeah.
and he didn't share it with anyone. Didn't ask for help until literally he was on his deathbed, in the movie at least,
Mm-hmm.
and it played out. I mean, that weighs over Shuri for like the entire film. But I think that they really honored Chadwick Boseman
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
throughout this film. It was incredible.
And we
Oh,
didn't really talk about that, or we talked about it. We didn't put it down here, but I do want to mention that, and I'm gonna do it after talking to you about it. But there's the symbol that's on his coffin, which is the Black Panther mask. I think his necklace, and then like the claws, like going like that. I might get that tattoo.
yeah.
I
And
thought
what's cool is
we
that
literally,
it's just those three things. There's nothing connecting them.
yeah. There's no shoulders. There's no body to it. It's just the mask, necklace, hands. And I remember like leaning over to Nicole and I was like, that'd be a dope tattoo. And like after talking to you,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna do
Yeah. It it would be a really dope tattoo.
it.
Um, we get introduced to Namor very early on in this film.
hmm
And holy shit, right off the bat, well, I guess right away we don't get introduced to Namor, but we see like his people from Talokan, which is it's not Atlantis, but it's kind of the same concept of it's an underwater kingdom that he rules over. They
It was
just
like they look like a cross between like a Avatar and like
people.
a Pirates of the Caribbean 2 villain.
Oh yeah,
They're blue, but they look like shark people or something. Yeah.
yeah. I mean they in the film they just look like people. They're just have a blue
But
skin.
they wear like big headdresses and stuff though, and you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like, yeah,
because
sorry. I didn't mean it.
it's very much taken from like the Mayan culture from
Oh, well now I
Mexico.
sound like a dick. I didn't mean it like that.
No, I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but like that's they're modeled off of like that mythology instead
hmm
of just the underwater city of
Yeah.
Atlantis. Um, I didn't mean to make that sound snarky either, but uh, it was really cool because they obviously put a lot of work into understanding that culture and
hmm
implementing it and being very respectful of it. Um, but throughout the first act of the film, we find out that the governments of the world are very eager to get their hands on vibranium, really by any
hmm
means necessary, and they're almost shaming Wakanda for not sharing it. And they're
hmm
like, that these can make weapons of mass destruction, and Queen Ramonda, uh, or T'Challa's mother, Angela Bassett's character, is like, yeah, we know, but we're not. Us not sharing vibranium has nothing to do with our ambitions. It's our fear of yours.
Yeah.
As she says
Which
this
is
to
which
the
is
United
sorry to
Nations.
interject, but which is reminiscent to the first movie. That's literally what Killmonger was saying. Like, hey, like I grew up like your dad left killed my dad and then left me in poverty when you guys are the richest, you have the power to do this and that and blah blah blah, and you guys don't. That's why Killmonger was such a good villain. And I have said this over and over and over again. The best villains are people who think they're the good guys.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time disagreeing with Killmonger. I honestly do. We rewatched Nicole and I rewatched the first Black Panther the night before we went and saw Black Panther 2, and I was like, God, he's got a fucking point, man. Like
He does.
you guys have the technology and the resources to like, and then like, and this is what kind of pisses me off about the first Black Panther movie is that they're like, no, we're not going to share, like blah blah blah, and Killmonger's like, well, fuck it, I'll take over and then I'll share, and then they're like, all right, now that we killed you, we're gonna share. And it was like, what?
Well,
Why?
I mean, the how that all came to be, I mean, not to derail from Black Panther 2 is, I mean,
Yeah,
T'Challa didn't necessarily disagree with him.
yeah,
He just wanted to do it in a way that was responsible and not radical.
well, yeah, and Killmonger does say like we're gonna overthrow the governments of the world with
Yeah.
this technology, but had they been more willing to share their technology with the world to begin with, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and that's where that's kind of where like what you were saying about Black Panther 2, like kind of
Yeah, and that's still very much a thing. And with so the first scenes take place with T'Challa dying uh, off screen, which I thought was very respectful, and then like his funeral processional, and then it's a year passes,
mm,
and so now the world governments are like the king is gone, the Black Panther's gone, like they're still not willing to share. Like, let's get it.
give it, yeah,
To the point where we see an awesome scene with some French special forces trying to commandeer a Wakandan ship to get vibranium, but the Dora Milaje are there. You know, they beat them to shit, but they don't. There's no casualties. They take them prisoner and bring them to the UN hearing to throw it in the French ambassador's face, basically, who's like, well, why aren't you doing this? Like, we don't have any malcontent about this. We just want to share in the technology, share in, you know, the benefits of this incredible element that you are sitting on and not sharing. And then they like throw the prisoners in, and they're like, yeah,
yeah,
you don't have malcontent. You want to share.
yeah.
Like,
And
eat a
that
baguette.
chick is just like,
Yeah, yeah.
well, fuck. Check and mate.
But there's like 37 silent letters when she says check and mate. Sorry. Nothing against French people. Your language is confusing. But
Oh yeah.
what?
Sorry, no, it was just very far. My if for anybody who watches us on YouTube, my eyes are shit. So I have to like actually like get close to my screen to like see what we wrote down and stuff like that. So I was like, "Where are we?" Oh my God! And I was like, "Oh yeah," and came back to the. That's why you were like, "What?" But yeah, Lake Bella's in this, which is cool. I'm a fan. I like her.
Yeah, and she voiced did she
Wanda.
do
Wasn't it Wanda?
I think she did Nebula and Black Widow in the What If. I
Oh,
think
it
she
was
did
Black
both.
Widow. You're right. No, it was Black Widow. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the What If series. Yeah,
Didn't she also do Nebula in that one? Or was that actually Karen Gillan?
I would have to look at it. I don't know.
But she also voices like Poison Ivy in the Harley Quinn series. I mean, she's everywhere. I always see her on screen and I'm like, I know her. And then I hear her voice. I'm like, I know her. And then I see, literally, this happened at the film. And then like her name came up on the credits. I was like, when the fuck was Lake Bell in this? Because I know her as a voice actor more than anything.
Yeah.
And you're like, she was on the ship like at the beginning of the movie. And I was like, oh yeah, I recognize the face and I recognize the name and the voice, but I can't mash them together for whatever reason.
Yeah, she's great. I love Lake Bell.
She is.
Well, I won't get into. There's a show called Bless This Mess. Hilarious. Got canceled, unfortunately, but
Oh, with
great show.
Dak Shepard, right? Yeah.
Fantastic. Anyways, fuck yeah, yeah. She's in there. She died. She
Yeah,
dead.
they're on like an they have a new piece of equipment that can actually detect vibranium now.
Mm.
They're searching the sea bottom or the ocean floor, the sea
I
bottom.
call it a stud finder. Beep, 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 beep,
Found one. Oh,
beep.
didn't let you finish that dad joke. But that brings the Talukans there. They fucking clean house. They
This is the
also
first look we get at them, which is dope.
yeah
Dope, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah that is the first look that we get at them. And they have this like sea song. They're
Mm.
basically like sirens.
I'm blue, dabba dee, I'm blue, dabba dee. They're blue.
Way
That's
to
funny.
not finish
God damn
the full fucking lyric, but that's fine. The '90s kid in me is like, oh.
it.
It's like saying, never gonna give you up, never gonna
Never gonna.
just stop.
Anyways,
But they have like a siren song basically where, you know, as they're coming out of the water, they're like chanting it causes people just to like drown themselves.
mm.
It's like you could just grab a bunch of millennials and give them free toasters, but uh sorry, that's a really fucked up joke.
Keep it though. It's
Oh,
fun.
I'm going to. But
Yeah,
that's
no, it kind of reminded me of the scene. I don't, you don't watch horror movies, but The Happening, M. Night Shyamalan movie, and is basically like I'm getting way off base here, but there's like a scene where basically the plants are killing people the way
oh
that
yeah,
like
I saw
plants
that
would.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, and like people just start walking off of like a bunch of construction workers just start walking off their scaffolding like
yeah,
in New York and just like killing themselves.
yeah.
It's very much like that. Like they're on a freight liner in the middle of the ocean and these people just start after they hear the song like a siren song just start walking into the ocean and like dying.
Yeah. Either
Yeah.
for the Talakans to kill them or just to drown.
Yeah. It was kind of creepy. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
It,
the movie's fucking
this
baller.
movie is fantastic. But it turns out that that device that they're using to like scour the ocean floor, they stole that technology from Riri Williams, who we finally are introduced to.
Yeah.
And fucking A, I I missed the first like couple minutes of the screen time with Riri Williams because I had to go to the bathroom. But from the time that I walked back into the theater, saw her on screen, watched what was happening, and walked like 20 feet to my fucking seat, I was like, they fucking nailed this character.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
Perfectly
awesome.
done.
I can't, I mean, I can't wait to see more with the Ironheart series because I want to get into more of like the backstory there
Yeah.
because I have read, I cannot confirm that she does have a tie to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
We don't know what that is. We could speculate, we could make up theories. We won't here, but
And they
uh,
even, I mean, they kind of tease it in the film. Like Shuri, like sees that she's, you know, building a suit, and she's like, "Are you recreating Stark tech?" And in the
mhm,
comics, she literally reverse engineers an Iron Man suit
yeah,
to create the Ironheart suit.
yeah.
But
I
they don't
also would.
answer it. They're like, "Are you recreating Stark tech?" And then like the subject is changed like immediately. It's just left
I
open
would
ended.
I would also very much like to see. I know it's the first draft of the Ironheart suit, but I'd very much like to see a better suit.
Yeah. Well, we technically get two suits. One's like half completed. It's kind of like
Well, the first one was,
yeah.
yeah,
It's like
that one was wild.
it's reminiscent of the Mach 1 suit where it's
Well, and even the first flight with her was reminiscent of Iron Man 1,
yeah.
where sometimes Jarvis, you gotta fly before you can walk, or run before you can walk. And Jarvis is like, I don't think that, and he's like, Wah! And then he's like, woohoo! And she does the same thing. She like takes off,
Yeah.
and as she's like flying through the air, because it's her first flight in the suit, she's like, woohoo!
And
It was dope.
yeah, and along those lines, like her first suit doesn't have an actual mask. She just has
Hmm.
like AR
Very
goggles.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's flying after a drone because the
Hmm.
feds are there to like basically collect her because now they know that
Everyone's after her.
yeah, everyone's after
The
her. The
Talokan are after
government, the
her. The
Wakandans, the
government's after her.
Talokan,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wakanda's after her to keep her safe.
yeah.
But yeah, literally everyone is after her, and she's just like, "What?"
Fuck.
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, she nailed it. You're right. It
yeah,
was I
incredible.
was nervous about it because I really want the next Iron Man to be like dope. And I was like, if this is underwhelming, I'm gonna be so pissed. And it wasn't. She did a good job. Good
Yeah,
job.
it was incredible.
Mm.
Okoye throughout the entire movie is she's my hero. Fucking love Okoye.
Mm.
Uh, Hilarious from start to
Mm.
finish. Not like in Thor: Love and Thunder, kind of like trying too hard to be funny.
Oh yeah.
Just like not catching all the sarcasm, but also being very witty. Like just gold from start to finish. Even when Riri is like tells her that her head looks ashy because it's shaved bald, and she like turns to Shuri, she's like, I thought you said this looks okay. Like it was fucking funny.
Hmm.
And yeah, and she's just a major badass from start to finish.
Yeah. If
Oh,
anyone doesn't know who that is, that she plays Michonne in The Walking Dead. Um, yeah.
I never realized that. I never realized that
Really?
they're the same person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh
So she's always been a badass for a long time
yeah.
before. Um, but yeah, I mean, goddamn, yeah, she's super good. Um, some shit goes down, she loses. Um,
Yeah, basically from the mission of trying to rescue Riri, the feds show up. They escape the feds, and then
well,
Talokan is waiting for them.
Shuri, like Shuri, Shuri
Bull, bull,
begs.
bull.
She
Sorry,
like
it's a high
begs
marshmallow joke.
her. She begs her mom to let her go on this mission, and um, the fuck was her name?
Koye, Riri.
Okoye. Yeah, Okoye. Yeah, sorry. She's like, oh, she'll be fine. She's gonna be with me. Let her go on this mission. She needs this. And then she fucking loses her, and shit
Yeah,
hits
because
the fan.
Talokan, uh, and it looks like that Shuri, Okoye, and Riri have a chance.
Hmm.
Because Okoye, again, badass, is like cutting down the Talokans,
Hmm.
but then they get back up. It's like
Resurrection.
almost like they're like a Walking Dead. Uh,
Or
I only
like
made that joke because I just learned that was the same person.
it was like they were honestly like Pirates of the Caribbean too. They were like undead like fish people. Like, yeah. They
Yeah, and
come
it
back to like Namor basically like, blows in this horn, not mine, but he blows in a
you wish
horn,
though.
and they they come back to life, and yeah, go watch
Same
YouTube.
color.
This is way funnier. This is way funnier on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh,
But so
anyways,
they take Riri because that's the one who created the device that could find the vibranium, which was found in like Talokan territory under the sea. but they also take Shuri because she's the princess of Wakanda,
Yeah.
and Okoye has to go back to Wakanda and be like, I failed.
Yeah.
And this is when Ramonda stops being awesome and goes downhill from here. Basically, from here, in my opinion, every decision that
I
Ramonda makes from here on out makes everything worse.
Yeah. Agreed.
But she strips Okoye of her titles. She's no longer a general of the Dollar Milaje. Like, nothing. Like, she's a civilian at this point in time. But what pissed me off was when Ramonda was like, you stood by my brother and kept him safe. When everyone disappeared because of Thanos, you helped keep peace and order. You supported and protected my husband, the king. My daughter's gone. Fuck you, bye. And I was like, you just gave like 10 examples as to why she's like the most qualified to be in this position, but
Yeah.
you're just like being petty because like you disagree about the outcome, even though
Yeah.
she's willing to sacrifice her life to go get your daughter back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, nah, it's fine, you're fired.
Okay, bye. No severance package, nothing.
Nope. Leave your spear. Chef, hang up your coat. You have been chopped.
You are not. You are not. You do not have what it takes to be kitchen master or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Avita Zane.
Um, one of the coolest things about this movie is we do get confirmation that Namor is a mutant, which is dope as fuck. We've been getting some hints through Miss Marvel. We get the very subtle but slowed down and whatever. And then what did I sound like? I feel like I sound like Owen Wilson when I said that. Like slow down. No?
Wow.
Wow. And then obviously in Multiverse of Madness we get Sir Patrick Stewart as
Damn right, you're
Charles
sorry.
Xavier again. And full on. Yeah, which
Yeah.
was dope. So and now Namor literally says in this movie I was a mutant. And Namor is a mutant in the comics. So
Yeah.
that was huge
And
for Marvel, like
he
going
is
forward.
like several hundred years old. I mean, he was born in like the
Yeah.
1500s,
Yeah.
which is also makes sense because they were like a seaside village of the Mayan people, and they found instead of the heart-shaped purple herb, it's like a water-infused vibranium herb from the sea that they
Under the sea.
and that's why all of that's why like the Talokan people are stronger, they're faster. Like the original Talokan people, which is basically like his Kingsguard at this point in time, all took the herb, and now all their ancestors are obviously stronger, faster, can live underwater because like that's been passed down through genetics. But
We missed a huge thing.
what did we miss?
So when it ties back to the first movie with Killmonger burning the herb that gives the Black Panther the power of the Black Panther. He burned it all. And in this movie, in the beginning scene, you see which I missed, but I heard about. Shuri is trying to save her brother who gets sick, but if they had that herb, she would have been able to save him. As we know in the first movie, it heals them from sicknesses and blah 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 blah. But because he burned all the herb, Shuri is trying to recreate the herb in this movie, but it's after her brother's unfortunate, untimely death. And so there is a scene in this movie where she goes to the astral plane. Oh shit, we didn't miss it. It was just later in the conversation. Anyways, going forward with it now. She goes to the ancestral plane where I had kind of hoped that we would have saw either like Chadwick Boseman in like you wouldn't see in his face, but like maybe like the back of him, and like he turns around and then she wakes up without seeing it. Or, I don't know. Or in the first movie when Chadwick Boseman's character goes to the ancestral plane, there's a bunch of Black Panthers in a tree, and his dad kind of climbs out of the tree as a Black Panther. I thought it would have been cool if they did like a Black Panther to kind of like guide her, but that's not what they did. What'd they do, Chad?
So this is after she successfully recreates a synthetic heart-shaped herb by using one of the Talokan vibranium-infused
Hmm.
sea kelp, basically. And so we did kind of skip a little bit. Talokan like attacks Wakanda. It's very cinematic. It's very intense. But Angela Bassett does die. Queen
Hmm.
Ramonda dies. So I was right.
Saving Riri,
Saving
which is
Riri.
cool.
Uh, this wasn't a stretch. We knew it was going to happen. So if you still disagreed going into the movie, like, sorry, you're kind of an idiot. Um, it had to happen.
Hmm.
Like the trailer damn near fucking tells you that it's going to happen.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, so now Shuri's on like a warpath. She didn't want to be
Yep.
the Black Panther. She was trying to come up with tech to like armor the Dora Milaje so that there didn't need to be a Black Panther. She wanted
That's what,
that to die with her brother in honor.
and that's what was so like cool about this movie is that she didn't want to be Black Panther. She got pushed into it.
Yeah,
She was forced into it. She was like you said, she was trying to not be
yeah.
Black Panther, and that at the end of it, she was like,
And she got pushed into it through like vengeance, really.
mhm.
Like she is the knight. Rest in
Which,
peace, Kevin Conroy.
which is the oh shit? Did we talk about? We haven't talked
No,
about
we
that.
we posted online, so
Yeah,
well, that's
but
fine for now.
that was the one of the talk where I was just talking about where the ancestral plane is Killmonger. It's not her brother.
Yeah. Or
It's
her
not her
mother.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neither one of those people, which you think it's gonna be. It's Killmonger from which is Michael B. Jordan reprising his role from the first movie, which was dope. I love
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, so fuck
Yeah.
yeah. But
It was cool
eh,
that that was
yeah,
what was there.
but he's like, nah, bro. He's like, you're like me. You want vengeance for shit. And she's like, I'm nothing like you. And he's like, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And it's fucking tight, dude. It's
It's
so
so
good.
good.
I haven't said tight since I was in like 10th grade, but it was fucking tight.
It's toy.
It was tight.
Cool, 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 cool. Um, and then, so they do actually evacuate Wakanda. They go up to the mountains with M'Baku,
Hmm.
or like the civilian zoo. They take a Wakandan ship, basically to draw out Talukan because they attacked, and then Namor is like, "I'll give you a week, bury your dead, honor your dead. Give us." Well, he says the scientist. He doesn't know her name is Riri, but give us her, or we're all fucking coming for you. This is just like a
And
taste.
then he fucks off.
Dude, him flying from the wings on his ankles was so badass. He's such a good fucking character and such a good representation of Namor with a changed background, but
No.
it was so well done.
Also, I'd like to retract my statement. Well, not retract it, I already said it, but there is no bigger Jaws.
Yeah, there is no bigger
Yeah.
Jaws. Uh,
I in most movies like this, it's like, oh my God, we have to fight each other. Oh no, there's a bigger bad guy. Oh, it's bigger Jaws. We have to work together and fight this common enemy.
yeah,
That doesn't happen.
Kong versus Godzilla.
Batman versus Superman.
Martha. Uh,
Why'd you say that name?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm assuming Black Adam. Um, Venom, for the most
Yeah,
part, Venom is
yeah.
like, I'm here to fuck shit up, and he's like, oh
This
no, there's
is yeah.
worse.
It's just
This
copy
is
paste
this is
for
an
these.
anti-hero done accurately and correctly to the source material.
Take notes, Sony.
And
Take
DC,
notes, and DC, please.
all of
Or
Sony and James Gunn
yeah,
specifically.
that's
But
how it should be done. It was fantastic. Fucking A.
but yeah, so Shuri takes the heart shaped herb, the synthetic one, gets the powers of the Black Panther, fucks shit up. Her fight with Namor was so badass.
Yeah.
But then we get kind of like a callback to both Captain America Civil War and Black Panther. They're both of them are like Black Panther scenes. She has the upper hand. She's has the ability to kill Namor, but that is going to mean eternal war between the two nations, and M'Baku
Mm.
warns her of that. But she literally says to him, like, vengeance has consumed us both. And that's very similar to what T'Challa says to Zemo in Civil War, like, vengeance has consumed you, it's nearly consumed me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she calls for a yield from Namor, who she burned the shit out of, took all the moisture out of his body through heat lamps,
Her
just like
mouth.
Smallville did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Gluck Gluck 3000. Um, but she calls for him to yield because his people need him, just like T'Challa did to M'Baku in the first Black Panther. Sorry, I blew past that.
Fucking. I'm still laughing at our very immature dick sucking joke.
I think once you explained it, it made it funnier for me. But he does yield, and we find out later that he's being the anti-hero. He's like, this was just the smartest choice, because she could have killed me and she didn't, and they're the strongest nation on the surface water, or the surface world, the surface water, that's called land, Chad.
Fuck.
But was like, if the world comes for them, and they will, they'll call on us. But if the world comes for us, we have their word that they'll come for us, that they'll come and support us. So he's still being the anti-hero that he was in the comics, and that's how you fucking do it, Sony. It's Morbin time.
Oh, it's so bad.
Uh, let's skip the next bullet point, but tell us about the part that made you cry, because I felt like I dominated a lot of that conversation.
It's okay. It was funny. Um, Man, yeah, it's the so there's no like after credit scene. There's like a mid credit scene, and it's uh Shiri basically going to the beach, and she sits down in front of a fire and kind of reminisces about her brother. And I think what got me about it was that, and this is uh Ryan Coogler. Is it Ryan
Yeah,
Coogler?
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, like you killed it. This movie was so good, but I think what was so like devastating about this scene is there's no music.
Mm.
There's there's nothing. It's just
Oh,
like
we didn't even
wind.
talk about Ludwig.
It's this wind blowing and Shuri reminiscing about her brother. And if you're a huge fan like we are, this will fucking get you 10 times out of 10. Uh
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm like struggling through it right now. It's just Chadwick Boseman. It's just a tribute to him, and it's just a video of him in a bunch of different clips of him like doing his handshake with his sister, high-fiving people, smiling, walking in as T'Challa as king. You know what I mean, dude? It was just so dope, but there's no music, there's no undertone.
Ambient sounds.
It's just a background wind blowing, and it is. I
Wind and
cried.
waves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely cried. I was like, don't do it, because I got my girlfriend sitting next to me in the movie, and I was like, fuck. And I like started wiping my tears, and I feel her just pat me on the shoulder. And I'm like, God damn it, she saw it. Yeah, it is very, very touching. I mean, goddamn, dude, Coogler, mm, praise you. This was amazing.
And just I mean, that scene didn't have music, but the music in general, like
Oh my God.
Ludwig Göransson, fucking nailed it. I
Yeah.
mean,
The soundtrack to this movie was
yeah,
ridiculous.
and he did do the soundtrack to the first one as well. Like he put so much research into being respectful to cultures, but still portraying it. I mean, he literally hired a Mayan rapper to rap over instrumentals of like traditional Mayan music. There's only about 1 million people in the world that still speak Mayan, and less than 10 are like singers or artists. And he found them, and literally, like, I saw an interview. He's like, yeah, I was down in Mexico for a couple months, like doing research and getting sound samples and learning. And then I was like, hip hop's a huge thing in these films because it's part of the culture and was a huge part of the first film. And he's like, yeah, like I contacted these people and they came over to the Airbnb that we were staying at, and we like created a mini studio, and that's now their music is like in a huge blockbuster, and they're like a bunch of like underground like independent artists that happen to know how to do it in Mayan.
Yeah.
Like it's so fucking cool.
Sick. So fucking sick.
We didn't talk about Nakia really at all in this, but during the blip when everyone was gone, she left. She left Wakanda, kind of started a new life for her, like doing outreach and trying to like be uncool.
I know.
A
I'm
part of
sorry.
a part of like just the bigger world and helping. But she has a son, and we learn that that is T'Challa's son, and in like his Haiti name, because they live in Haiti, his name is like I think it's Suni or Tasuni. Uh, but he says to Shuri, because she's doing this bonfire ritual in Haiti to be with Nakia, and she's like, "That's a very beautiful name, Tasuni," and he's like, "That's my Haitian name." And then in Wakandan, she says to him, "What is your name?" Oh my god, I almost I started to cry again. He says, "Jake," as I'm fucking tearing up.
Is it? My name is Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. And the girl behind us in the movie theater went,
Yeah,
"Woo!"
I think I turned to you like 3 different times throughout the movie when it was like Nakia talking about like being away from Wakanda. I was like, they're gonna mention her son, they're gonna mention their kid, they're gonna mention their kid, and they didn't. And then like she sits next to Shuri before her son
He
comes
comes
up,
out,
and I was
yeah.
like, they're gonna do it. And then she starts talking. I was like, they're not gonna do it. And then the kid comes up, and I was like,
Yeah. Fuck man, yeah, it was good. And then there was a clap at there was an applause at the end of the movie.
you started it.
I was gonna say, who started the applause, Chad?
You started
I
it.
did. I
You
did.
tried once.
I did. I did. Yeah, I tried a couple minutes before that, and no one was having it. And I was like, "Oh, go fuck myself then." And then a couple minutes later, I was like, "I don't give a shit. I'm gonna clap." And then the whole theater started clapping. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was good.
yeah,
This was fantastic.
so good.
Go see this movie.
Go
It's
see it. We just told
incredible.
you everything you need to know.
No, we
But go see
skipped
it.
so much. Are you kidding me? We
Okay, I'm
skipped
kidding. I'm
so
kidding.
much
This
shit.
what we just talked about is for people who have seen this movie.
Yeah,
Like we warned you before you come into this second half of our go fucking watch the movie, then come back. Yeah, yeah. No, no. I was just
yeah.
joking. All right, friends, we are going to close out this episode, but before we do,
Bad timing on my part.
Yeah.
Uh, we have some honorable mentions this week, don't we, Jake?
Couple. Yeah, we got some stuff.
Yeah. What have you been watching or
Oh shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
continued to watch?
Yeah. Well, we meant to watch it through Halloween, but we just were real slow about it. But we've been watching Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix. Um, they're kind of hit or miss, honestly, if I'm being real. But the episode that we just watched had Rupert Grint in it, which
Hmm.
is pretty cool. If anyone who doesn't know who that is Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. And there's a because I watch it with the subtitles on because my girlfriend, uh, there's a part in the episode where it says his name, I forget what his name is in the episode, but it goes he so and so say John's breathing Weasley, and I went, oh, Weasley.
Oh, I don't remember what part. To go back to Black Panther, I don't remember the part, but something happened. Oh, when it's the only time in the film, and Shuri yells like "Wakanda forever," and I went, "Whoop!"
Oh yeah, yeah.
That just made
Yeah.
me think of that. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It's uh that's what we've been watching. Other than that, it's been like Nicole hasn't seen any of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so we've been watching a lot of that.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, along the lines of "It's Always Sunny," I did watch the docu series on Hulu, "Welcome to Wrexham,"
Mm.
about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney buying the National League Football Club for Wrexham, Wales, and going through that. Really enjoyable. It's a very good show. And then I also watched a documentary just because I used to be a big church kid. Grew up in the church, evangelical. I'm not anymore, clearly. But I watched a documentary called God Forbid, and it's all about the sex scandal behind Jerry Falwell Jr., the ex-president of Liberty University and scumbag that he was. It's pretty fucked up, the thing that we're going on. So if you're like me and you don't necessarily subscribe to those things, but used to, or you just find that those sort of things interesting, watch it. It's
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
it was just it's
My bad.
wild. Yeah, but
Also, Unsolved Mysteries has season 3 on Netflix right now, and we watched a whole bunch of that. Uh it's good. It's also very sad.
oh,
Uh we both cried a couple times
hmm.
because I mean it's real. It's not
Yeah,
like a movie, you know.
yeah. It's
It's like
it's like
yeah.
cold case
And then they
sort
have
of
their
thing.
like parents and their family members and friends on there, and
Oof.
they like get worked up like talking about it, and you're like, yeah,
That sounds
it's
a bit
rough.
rough.
Yeah. Anyways, honorable mentions. That's
Yeah,
our new thing. We love it.
because even though we're nerds, we watch other stuff.
Yeah.
Pop culture, that's a thing that we also pay attention to
Yeah.
some
If you
degree.
guys want to know what we're watching, because like I won't say their names, but Nicole's friends, they're a couple, and they always ask like, what are you guys watching right now? That's what we
Hmm.
want to watch. And so this is for everybody. This is what we're watching right now.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is outside of the stuff that we're talking about.
Hmm.
Um, along those, well, not along those lines at all, but moving on from that. uh, obviously, if you guys like what we're doing, please follow us on social media. I mean, we love you so much that we get a chance to do this. I'm sorry. Did I do that to you?
No,
Okay, good. Uh,
I was lighting the banners.
oh, green means war. Blue
We
means
need money. Help
yes.
us.
If you like what we're doing, you want to support us outside of just giving us follows on social media and stuff like that. We do have called buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd or allthingsnerdpod. I always forget. It's a link. The link is in the show notes. It's in our bios as well on social medias. It's a great way to support us on a monthly basis. All the money goes right back into the podcast. We don't make
And
money from
you
this.
and you guys get cool shit out of it. So
Yeah, it's a great chance to get some member exclusive merch, which is pretty rad. You can also do one-time donations. But if you want to do a one-time donation, I would recommend going to our web store because then you still get merch from it. Or some one-of-a-kind original art from some incredible artists from the Battle of the Sketches collaboration that we mentioned earlier. Yeah. At the very least, share this with your friends. Tell us that you're enjoying it. Like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, give us thumbs up, like our shit on like Instagram posts and stuff like that. It gets by you doing that, more people see it. That's how unfortunately the internet and algorithms work. We are at your mercy. So if you enjoy this, please
but
support us.
regardless, we love you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and yeah.
Finish it out, Jake.
No, I thought you had it written down.
Oh, you can do it.
Oh, well, this has been the All Things Nerd podcast. Chas.